One Man Show. You are watching the One Man Show. Ooh, One Man.
One Man Show. Ooh, it's me. Hooray! So, my One Man Show, haven't done one of these for yonks. I'm out of breath. I've come for a bit of a power walk, to coin a phrase from the 80s. You know, the power walk. I'm going to get fit. Well, for those of you who follow what I do, you'll know that I've been suffering a bit of a bad back recently. And I don't know how it happened. It's a bit of a strange one, really. You see, recently went to India, and I went up into the northeast area, Assam, and was put on an old rickety Royal Enfield 350 Thunderbird, which is a cruiser. Now this bike I wouldn't have even ridden to the shops, never mind around the bloody worst areas of India you can possibly imagine. And I lasted 4 hours. 4 bloody hours. Within an hour I had to get off because my back was hurting. We then rode for another 2.5, 3 hours. But when I first got off the bike, there was no problem. Now the bike itself has a seat, goes like that and then flat. And the flat bit is for the pillion. Well, that's where I was sat on, because the bike was that small. But we said, right, let's go and clean ourselves up ready for dinner. So we went and had a shower, laid down for half an hour, I think, and then I couldn't bloody walk. Said, look, I can't ride this bike anymore. I'm in bloody agony. I then said, well, let's wait and see what tomorrow morning brings. See what we can sort out. Well, the next morning I got up and I couldn't bloody walk to the dining room where we were. At this set of bungalows right in the centre of Assam. We'd ridden through the tea plantations and all sorts. So it was a hell of a thing, hell of a complex. So when we got there, we weren't even expected, but they booked us in. And I have to say that they had no bread, had no cheese. They had some eggs and some milk, basically. But there was something clucking out the back. They didn't cluck for very much longer, so that they could feed us. Anyhow, the following morning I got up and I was in agony. Had to go from Dibruga, which is where I'd flown into Guwahati, from Guwahati, then back to Delhi. So in other words, I'd lasted, because we had to stay at this complex for another 2 days because of flights and everything. So within 3 days from starting, I was back in Delhi. They took me they suggested I should go and see a consultant, which I did at a hospital in Delhi. £11, or equivalent to £11, to get in to see him. And then he said, you need an MRI. I thought, I'm not having an MRI, that ain't happening. What if they keep me there? So I chose to come back. And the guys over there paid for a flight because I just couldn't get in touch with the people I'd booked the flight with because of this thing in Brussels. Apparently the phones were going nuts. Anyhow, they paid for my flight to go from Delhi to Heathrow and Heathrow to Newcastle. And the flight from Delhi to Heathrow How the wings didn't drop off, I don't know. The turbulence was bloody outrageous. Never experienced anything like that. Moving on. Came back and I've been full of hell. Full of hell. That's my motorbike career over. I can't ride a motorbike ever again. My back's ruined, it's shattered. So I've sat around like a bit of a twat for nearly 2 weeks now, wondering what to do, and I've been to see my doctor eventually and sent me for an x-ray to see what's going on. And then when I was at the x-ray department, they turned around and said, "Whoa, no, you need an MRI." So I wish I'd had the bugger done in India, because over here we've got a 6 to 8 week waiting list apparently. Over there I was going to get it done instantly. Hindsight is a wonderful thing, isn't it? So I've taken the bull by the horns. There's an osteopath that I know lives all the way across in North Yorkshire, 80 odd mile away, and I'm going to see him over the next couple of days when he can book me in. And then take action. And the reason I'm telling you that story is you've got to take responsibility for yourself. No matter what anybody does to you, no matter what happens to you, take responsibility. If I hadn't gone, it wouldn't have happened. My choice for going. If I hadn't ridden the bike, this wouldn't have happened. My choice for riding it. You've got to take responsibility for your own actions and your own outcomes, whether you win or lose. It's down to you. So I'm taking action. Luckily, I guess, the weather's been bloody terrible, so I wouldn't have been able to even get out on the bike. So today I'm starting my walks again, because I've never been as unfit in my bloody life. And I can already feel my back easing off. I can feel it twinging, but I can feel it easing off because walking uses the back muscles, build the back muscles up again. See an osteopath, get it sorted, get back out on the bike and start doing stuff. So that's where we're at. I'm going to stop now because there's a whacking great truck in front and farmers are doing stuff and they're looking at me as if I'm a bloody Burke. No change there then. Part 2. Do you want to see some little black lambs? Can you see them over there? Little black lambs. This is where I walk around, you see. Awful countryside, isn't it? So, as I was saying, take responsibility for yourself. If you're unhappy doing what you're doing, change it. There's no reason in 2016 why you should not enjoy your work. None at all. If you want to do something different, start writing about something. Start producing blogs, start doing films, start doing photographs. Start to do something you enjoy. It takes your time, that's all it does. All right, a camera might cost a little bit of money, but you can make your films and your photographs on your phones, so you don't have to buy out. Get yourself a selfie stick, get a little holder, and bat on. If you like Smurfs, write about bloody Smurfs. If you like walking around your front room in fishnet stockings and red high heels, write about that, film that. Do something with your life. Leave a legacy, leave a memory. Make people laugh. That's what the world needs. We need to laugh more. And so, I can't give up the motorbike work. I've thought about changing what I do into a car, beach buggy, trike, kit out a van. You know, buy a cheap van and kit it out in the back so I can sleep in it and everything. I've got a buddy down in Sussex, ex-army buddy, Kingswood, that he did that with a Mercedes Vito. Kitted it out in the back. Him and his missus, off they went. And slept in the bloody thing. When you're asleep, you see, it doesn't really matter where you are. The world doesn't care. And the world doesn't care what happens to you. We're all selfish. Nobody wants to listen to a moaning twat for that long. I wonder who that could be. No idea who that is. So that's where we're at. I've taken the decision to take responsibility, to get some fitness back in, to stop being the big fat twatting white man. Turn it around now. And do something about it. The only worry, of course, is should I lose half a stone or a stone, my bike gear might not fit. I'd have to get new stuff. But that's not unachievable, is it? So I've got plans for this year. The plans are going to do southwest and western Scotland. So through Dumfries, or Dumfries, up through Ayrshire, past Ailsa Craig, across to Arran, get the ferry, go through some islands, because the sunsets there are stunning and there's loads of places to see. I also want to produce the whisky tour, where you can go to different breweries, different distilleries of how they produce their whisky. Now, I don't drink, but I'm still interested. My boy has a massive interest in whisky. He works for a hotel across at Gisborough and outsells everybody on the staff with far as whisky sales are concerned. He's in this weekend, in fact. He's down to Birmingham for the Waiter of the Year. He's just turned 18. The Waiter of the Year. I couldn't be prouder if I tried. So there's that. I want to do the Yorkshire Dales, Moors and Coast again, but I did that a couple of years ago. I want to do Northumberland, but I did that a couple of years ago. But I want to change it. I want to make it more interesting. I want you to be able to discover and explore these areas yourself. Get out there. Go and have a look. And I'm going to help you to do that. So that's where my plan is. 2 people have told me recently, and one more recent than the other, that I've helped him get back on his bike. He hasn't been on a bike for years. Watches my films. He's now got his bike back on the road. That's just brilliant. Another guy who's a truck driver said, you can't stop what you're doing. When I'm driving my truck, I watch your films, you cheer me the fuck right up. So, I have a job to do, and I'm going to do it. There's a bit of a hill coming up, so I'm going to stop now. So, this really is the end of it. So, until the next time, as I get out of breath, bye-bye for now. Doot doodly doot doo. Doot doodly doot doo. Doot doodly. Doot doo.
One Man Show. You are watching the One Man Show. Ooh.